Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into our second hour today of Roll20 Presents the Sprawl. It's time. Let's talk about where we're at. Neat.
Yeah.
You have some information to share with the group.
I do. So I think we're actually going to head back to Kathy's place, just because it's
Cleaner
where QQ and Kathy, have been hanging out, and like I don't obviously want to show them where my house is because I understand that's like a really big risk. Like, what if they get tortured and give away my base? That's real dumb. So I'm happy to let her do those. Like, yeah, maybe mistake, but it makes life easier. Whatever.
There's security.
I'm just gonna be in the apartment when they get there. That's my plan.
Fucking awesome. Okay, so set that scene for us, Hemlock. So the group, I guess you're all like kind of damp. You're coming in off the train. The elevator door opens. We see you head down the hallway.
Your apartment is like the room that is visible because there's a secret room in the back, obviously, but
There's
like
a Faraday cage,
I don't care. I don't care about that. The room that's visible is like Disney AR stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of like
Super AR.
What kind of set dressing are we looking at? I know the
We're
flower.
looking like
right?
it's like the library in Beauty and the Beast.
So is there like an armchair or something?
Oh, there's definitely like cushy
Like
chairs
the
and
sort of
stuff.
like red backed like
Yeah.
armchair. Yeah, definitely. I'm sitting in that, legs crossed, just waiting for you to walk in.
So does your building or your personal apartment have any security?
Oh
Kathy?
yeah. I mean, it's Disney, and this is basically where I'm assuming some current employees stay in like a different building, but this building is specifically
Yeah, that's right.
your contract is up and you
To
have
help you transition into your new life.
6 months or like whatever to stay here. And there's that like rose where the petals are falling to symbolically tell me like how long I have left or what have you. But there's security on the building because Disney Bezos wouldn't want to endanger any of their employees. And there's probably like
What if you accidentally get famous from being killed? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
There's bio like codes, like thumbprint entrance sort of stuff.
So Hemlock, does the apartment think that you're Kathy, or is it just confused and thinks you are someone that belongs here? I guess the AR singing and dancing furniture, are they like, have they welcomed Kathy home, or are they like glitching out whenever they try to identify you?
They definitely haven't identified Kathy. I think the way that Hemlock ended up here was through the swift acquirance of a visitor's pass and a lot of stammering about how I'd forgotten it outside and oh, poor me, sad, cry, cry, cry.
Right, so you called...
Eventually some human idiot security guard was like, oh, I feel sorry for you, here's the door. And I just walked in.
Right, yeah, okay.
And the singing and dancing is totally turned off. They just like nod and wave.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
The furniture doesn't dance. That was like good for like a week.
And then it just gets weird.
Okay.
Anyway.
And then it just gets weird. Got me, tickled me the right way.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we go in and I thumbprint and like open the door, and it's got like the like very weird door knocker like post creepy beast, so when the castle gets pretty again. But anyway, and I open the door and you're just like sitting in like the entry like bookshelves, chairs, like one
I'm
of the
definitely
chairs.
like visible straight from the front door, basically.
Wrong apartment?
No, you're in the right place. Like.
Are you?
Definitely.
You're muted, Dave.
You're muted, Dave.
And Kifu has these 3 bottles of soju that she's holding, and she just like puts them down on the counter and pulls one of her guns out of its holster.
Yeah, and I just say it's fine. Not a replacement, but we're gonna need some extra help from now on.
By the way, she's got like long blonde straight hair sitting in this red-backed armchair.
Do you
with,
have a
like,
picture you can broadcast
perfect.
for us?
Okay. Well, I know you just want me to post a picture of Natalie Dormer. That's what you
Yeah.
want. There you go.
Yep, that's exactly what I want. Thank
That's
you.
what I want.
That's all I wanted.
But it's like a very fancy suit that looks like it costs a hell of a lot of money, with like the Elixir logo like on the lapel, that marks it as very, very expensive, basically, and very straight posture, like very poised, you know. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got for her. Just she takes off the sunglasses she's wearing when everybody enters. Like, puts them in her
I
pocket.
feel like one of the gold, like the god rays, is like shining like right behind your head, and so it's like the picture. It's definitely like planned. Like if Kathy couldn't have planned that better herself, like it's just perfect. So you know her, Nate?
Yeah, we've worked together in the past, and I kind of like flick a look over towards Hemlock and then flick one back to QQ because I don't know that QQ knows that we were both involved in that. So there's just like a really quick kind of like, yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What was the name of that operation, or like when did it happen, or what was it about again? Like, how would I refer to it if I were to be like, oh yeah?
I don't know. It was I didn't really think of details other than it was the stealing of the prototype of the luxury vehicle that Freyr was making.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I'll just be like, oh, is this that car thing? And I'm like looking for a glass to pour my liquor into. Like it was back in like whatever year.
I feel like that's partially how QQ and Cathode have been bonding, is just drinking a lot.
So is your apartment then like unusually like messy? Like
Probably,
if
yeah.
you've gone on a bender, there's no way. Like, yeah, the sink is full of empty bottles and like.
I think maybe the apartment cleans itself.
Right, of course. And if you hadn't muted it, it would sing while it did it.
Yeah. So like it would be, but it's not. It's perfect always. So,
Okay.
But the recycling is very full.
Yeah, and QQ's like shouting at you, but like, why do the robots keep moving where the glasses go? And I'm like trying to find the like.
And then like as you say that, like one of the little glasses like teeters a little like by itself, and I'm like, they are all robots. Why are you here?
I'm here because Neat said there was supposed to be a meeting. I'm
Neat?
Hemlock, by the way.
Oh, hi. I'm Kathy. Neat?
I think Hemlock, you recognize Kathy, like you know about her, right? Like,
Is she famous?
she's like semi-famous. Like you, I mean, it seems like to be able to infiltrate and be able to play people, you would have to know these things. So,
Yeah, I mean, I know who she is. I broke into her apartment.
Yeah, so it's probably like a Kathy says, "I'm Kathy," and you're just like, you don't say it, and you're just like, "I know."
I know, yeah. So I sort of look to Neat for further clarification, because clearly, like, I've created a situation where this has to happen now, otherwise my presence is weird.
Look, it's okay. Like I said, we're gonna need some specialist help in the future. So I have enlisted the aid of my dear friend Hemlock. She's good.
I like to think so.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And like I go into the kitchen with QQ and I like say like, this is where everything is. Like, come on, like how do you not know this?
And
Like
it's been in
I've
the same
already
place the whole time. I just never can find it.
yeah. And like we basically just like pour soju and like we're just like whatever. I'm just whatever.
Yeah,
this
there's
is fine.
the overly loud sound of QQ pouring drinks.
Actually I'm probably younger than you, so I would pour.
Okay.
So
I'm pouring drinks.
So yeah, I found out through some particular channels. Krug's been building up a little bit of a portfolio about us. some interesting stuff in there. Some stuff I didn't know. I'll have to get a little bit better at doing my own background checks in the future. Anyway, point is, it's a physical one. There's data that we can go to a place and take. In the process, maybe a couple of extra crew guards who on the night shift don't turn up to the next one. I'll leave that up to your discretion, QQ.
Do you have a location?
Not as yet, but we can find that out fairly easily. Probably moves, but there's going to be some sort of pattern. They're not that creative.
Yeah, when Mr. Blank
Honestly.
said that when Mr. Blank said that it moved, he meant in the Matrix that it connects through a different proxy whenever he's attached to it, or it's had a different IP address every time.
But it's probably still in the same physical place.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a server farm, yeah, definitely. They're just doing some Matrix shuffling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I say that. I mean, and I clarify and I say online. It'll be in the same place. They'd like to have hard copies of all the data, incredibly outdated. If we can, I can get back to my contacts, see if we can trace the locations or at least to find a pattern in them. There's somewhere we can head to. With Hemlock's help, get in there. Kathy, with your help, get to disabling some of the bits and bobs in the way, bypassing. You know, that's something I understand you're particularly proficient at. And if there are any physical presences that require disposing of,
But you
I
still
just
like
like
don't
travel.
even know where this is, right?
yeah, not right now.
And you got the information from who?
An anonymous contact.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a setup at all.
We've worked together plenty of times. He's helped us on some of our previous missions, in fact. I just didn't tell you. No, I can trust him. We go a long way back.
First things first, then. We find out where this is.
Right. Of course.
Once we have a physical location, it'll be easy to, well, it'll be simpler to get to the server. Unless you have some way to do it through cyberspace. But I think looking around, I say like assessing the group with a, casual sweep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a physical job.
Right. You're correct. And that's why we've asked you, as opposed to...
I feel like Kathy is like staring at you, Hemlock, and she's like watching you move, and then she's like, synth nerves, right? Like she's turning on her like cybernetic expert. She's just like watching you and like drunkenly just like splurting out like what she thinks immediately, like as soon as like she says it.
Hemlock smiles at Kathy. It's one of those smiles that's like everything about her is sort of like weirdly
Yeah.
like you would see in a movie. Like it's very sort of like quote unquote like I don't want to say like perfect, but it's like
picture perfect.
It's like scripted. Yeah, it's like picture perfect.
Yeah. It's like performative emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you think of the archetypal smirk, that is the smirk that she does.
Is the one,
that's been practiced like hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Programmed into her muscles or whatever.
And anyway, looks at and Kathy says, "Yes, only the best."
And she's like peering at you and like trying to like catch you out. Like she's basically just like ogling you. She's ogling you a bit.
Yeah, everything that Hemlock is wearing is like black and white or some variation of like gray in between. Like there's no color in the clothing. It's completely like that sort of like bichromatic like
So
white, black.
you're as opposite of QQ as you can possibly.
Yes, like 100%, like as opposite as it's like I have nothing that clashes. You know, like it's all sort of very streamlined. You know, the suit itself is white because why not? Gotta have the
Never gets dirty because it's elixir.
No, of course.
So what do you do?
Oh, you haven't been filled in? Well, I'm an infiltration expert. I can get you where you need to be. All of you need to be inside a building. I can get you inside that building. You need cameras disabled. I can get into the room to turn the cameras off.
That's neat.
It's going to be helpful. Yes, very, very funny.
Sure.
QQ just slides a chair up backwards and like straddles it and offers you this like tumbler full of alcohol.
How good is this alcohol?
It's probably just cheap, really sweet soju, right?
Yeah.
No. She doesn't take it. It's very like not for me.
Neat reaches. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you do that.
Yeah, like as Neat's reaching, I just like drain it and flip it over at you. Hand you the empty glass, and then to Hemlock, I'm just like, do you get motion sick?
No.
All right, good. And then like I'm done. That's my whole interview process. And I go back to the kitchen.
So like, what do we have to do now?
Find out where this server is.
Neat. You have and like Kathy like very like large motions like flicks on her AR overlay. It's like neat. Like where's the stuff? Like give me the stuff. Show me what it is.
Right. Okay, so
send the things to me.
yeah, no, I just to ask Adam,
Yeah.
Was I given kind of the details about where we could potentially extrapolate the information about where the server farm is in terms of the package of data I was given and like the IP addresses or the proxies that we used?
Yeah, there's a bit of like
Corruption,
hackerified browser history or whatever, like the essentially the comm logs of being like, this is the last 6 places that I found this server, and it's over the course of the last like 48 hours, right? Like he hit it a bunch of times, or actually I guess no, the last 48 hours there hasn't been anything. He's been trying to find it again. He obviously sat on this for a little while before he brought it to you. So I guess if you look at the data, and maybe you can bring it up for everyone to see, there are several weeks of kind of initial hits where he didn't go after it, but he would like tag where the server was, figure out a little bit about it, and then bail out, and then find it again at a different IP, find out a little bit more about it, and then bail out. He did that a few times, and then he it looks like he loses track of it after the last time. He made a hit on it and then got this information, and that was, I guess that would have been yeah, it would have been a while ago. It would have been like in hacker terms ages, but it's been about like a real time like week.
Since it showed up?
Since the last time that he was able to access it.
Okay.
Well, Kathy, you're welcome to have a look at it. I don't know how much you'll be able to make at it. There's probably a pattern somewhere. Don't know if you've got enough points.
Can I see it?
Yes, I just like flick it over
And
to you.
pretty much all she does is like she like goes through it and like looks for the stuff with her in it, and she's just like, oh, that picture is so shitty. Like she completely forgets that she's trying to track anything, and she's just like looking at like the pictures of her. She's like, oh, that angle though, like, and she's probably useless.
Kathy,
What?
later.
Huh? Oh, right.
You were going to
Okay.
try and...
So would there be a opportunity to research here, or?
What's the question?
The question is like we're trying to see if we can find out without like declaring a contact and having them find out any information about where the server is located in real space.
Maybe.
Like, where would I find the server?
Maybe. I don't think, I mean, if it were that easy, like a non-hacker just looking at some data, Mr. Blank would have done it already.
So we would have to get a person, or
maybe, or find another angle on it. You've got a pattern, but I definitely don't think you could just straight up ask me where is it based on the data you have available and the skills that any of you have.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll need some outside help, I think.
I mean, I'm sure one of us knows a guy.
You could assess. Assess is available here, but not
Assess?
research. Yeah, because you're studying the situation, which is to say, like, what Krug knows about you, and based on the bits and pieces of the.
Yeah, I mean, if there was the opportunity for assess, I mean, I think Neat's already done it, right? Because he's had it for a day before
Yeah.
everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to assess Neat, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, everybody, you've
Shame.
accepted the mission. We're in the legwork phase. Mark experience for the mission
Oh,
directive.
shall I roll my move at the start of a mission?
Oh yeah, me too. Then.
Yes, yeah. If you have start of mission stuff to do,
Okay,
the mission has been accepted.
Okay.
So first edge roll is going to be the pre-mission, like the mission start thing, and then I'll assess afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so I hold 3. I can be where I need to be, or have the piece of gear that I need right now.
Okay.
So I have 3 hold on that. So I like that.
Okay. Blue Jay, do you want to make the story?
Yeah,
check?
I would like to make that roll.
Okay. Go ahead and roll mine.
Okay, so 9 for me. So I get 3 gear relevant to my chosen areas of expertise.
All right. Sounds good.
That doesn't look like a 9. That looks like an 11.
Whatever, it's still 3. I mean, that's what I meant. I mean, come on, okay? Pretending to be
I
wrong
roll
is
drunk
good.
too. Yeah.
Okay. And then you have another mission beginning move, Dave, or no?
No, I was just going to roll the assess on the
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure.
information. We can ask some questions.
Okay.
10.
All right. What would you like to know?
Let's get the basic moves up as well as the peripheral ones. Assess. Okay, what do I notice despite an effort to conceal it in regards to this data? What is in there that maybe Mr. Blank did not pick up on with his hacker eyes that I see with my tactical mind?
I don't think that there is anything hidden in this particular information because it was retrieved from a space that was expected to be secure. There isn't anything. There's no like secret code in here. I mean, ostensibly there is details about the lives of each of you that's meant to be hidden, but those things are revealed through this. You know what I mean?
What sort of stuff?
Well, so in Flamingo's file, there's a reference to a Frere, I don't know, some kind of like Frere, red level operation. Let's come up with a suitably like cool name for it.
Operation Black Sigma.
Yeah. All right, that's good. I like that. Yeah, some reference to Operation Black Sigma, and it's just a footnote. It's like high level stuff. They were gonna look into it more, or maybe they did and they got information about it. But that's a thing that's in there. That's something that's hidden, not necessarily from you by way of this, but there's something you didn't know hidden there. Yeah, so that's that. And then like personal shit about everybody.
Cool.
They've got your height and weight, Kathy.
Well, like real names and like addresses and stuff.
Yeah.
Not my
Oh,
actual weight.
You'd find Neat's actual name, which he hasn't ever given to any of you.
Well, did you delete that before you showed everybody this information? Because you had like a few hours at least to go through and clean it a little.
I think he doesn't, because it's that kind of like, okay, it will be mysterious. Like, it'll be mysterious in an interesting way for them to kind of find out now. Because it like probably would have come up eventually anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tell us now.
Yeah, what's his name?
Secrets are boring.
Yeah, needs actual given name is Mega Neo Baka Ultimax Prodigal Destiny.
Sure is.
That's his actual name.
Oh boy.
Okay, cool. So you'd see that. Though, like, that being in the real name slot compared to the like alias slot might be very confusing. I imagine so.
Yeah. Well, and like, I mean, there's a bunch of information there about QQ and who she was before, and like, yeah, it's all very personal stuff that maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to have available.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like there might be stuff in Kathy's file that she like forgot about her life before Disney. Like she doesn't like it's kind of fuzzy on purpose. And so there's stuff in there that she's just like, oh yeah, I completely forgot that I had parents. Weird.
Oh my god, that's that's weird. You wouldn't have seen them for like creepy.
Yep.
Yeah, homesickness is not sellable, so why would you want to remember
It's true.
any of that?
It's true.
Okay. What else? Do you want to
Only in the specific melancholy of like, you know.
Only when it's allowed in engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely.
So we need to figure out more stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the questions and I'm trying to find the correct way to phrase what I want to know. I guess what is my best way in to making sense of the data?
You could get physical. You could get physical locations on the terminals used to like access, like find these where these what physical place these IP addresses associate with. They're old, but you might be able to make a pattern out of them.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Great. And how is Krug in general vulnerable to me?
You have information that they have on you that they don't know that you have. So they think they have an advantage over you that they don't.
Okay. Like
basically anything that's listed in these dossiers, you need to stay the fuck away from it, including the apartment you're in right now.
okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, are there there hints or fragments that there will be other potentially interesting pay data on other people? Like we're not the only people on this server.
Hard to say from what you have. This is just dossier information on you.
That's fine. Yeah, I was wondering if there was like potential for that because I know we're not getting paid to do this, but if there's information on other like runners,
yeah. If there,
then
this
that's
is the
worth
thing.
something to
This is the
somebody.
thing. I guess it sounds to me like you're asking where can I gain the most advantage.
Oh, that might be a better question. Yeah.
Well, because you asked me what your best way in. You asked me what do I notice, and then what was the next? What was the third one you wanted to ask?
I asked how is it vulnerable to me.
Oh, you're right. How is Krug vulnerable to you?
Yeah, but I think I'm actually asking advantage.
Okay. Yeah.
Because my first question was, what do I notice despite an effort to conceal it? And you said nothing because it's supposed to be concealed in itself.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the jam here is that the advantage is that it's information that they are keeping off the books, right? The fact that, and they're kind of you're kind of answering the same question too, is that they only have one copy of this information because they don't want anyone to find out that they have this dossier, right? And yes, if that server contains other information, it's probably also valuable and secret.
Good to know.
All right, cool. Yeah, so when you're looking at it, Kathy, and trying to work out if you can find any patterns, let's say, well, it was worth a shot. It looks like we're probably going to actually have to head to where these IPs are you can find anything more about them there.
Is there anything we need like mechanically to nail down where this IP address is in real space, or is that just something that we could like Google and it's fine?
I mean, you can't really just like Google it, but you could do that's what a thing that you could do research on.
Okay.
Investigating these IP addresses using some kind of, you'd have to explain to me what how you're doing it, but that'd be that move, would be research.
If you can
know
get
that.
me the physical locations of the addresses, I can go there.
I mean, how
Wait,
would
wait.
one take an IP address and turn it in? I don't know these things.
No, it's true, you don't.
Well, then we'll have to find someone who does. So, do any of you know anyone who does?
I totally know a hacker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally do.
of course.
They're probably another young prodigy genius person like me. Probably another one that was like scouted for Disney reasons, but I think that they were smarter than I was and not as socially apt, and so they just like didn't make they didn't go to the Magic Kingdom. They just chose not to, but we were in like the same like survey group or whatever.
Yeah, so this person actively like rejected the Disney Bezos lifestyle
Yeah.
in exchange for a very high profile membership in a Show Nintendo Onisoft hacker group called the Cannibal Girls.
All right.
They are they're a haka super group, and their jam is that they're both like pop musicians but also like cyber criminals.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So
That was
each of
actually my new character concept. If I was having a new one, I don't know how you knew that. I was going to have a pop star. Oh, damn it.
She's
Damn
it's like
it, why couldn't we-
AKB48 or whatever. So there's like a bunch of them. There's like 50 Cannibal Girls, and yeah, they work for before it got dissolved into Show Nintendo Onisoft. They worked for like the Japanese government, the branch of Show Nintendo that was the government of the island of Japan, before it was repurposed. And yeah, they're essentially just like state-sponsored cyber criminals who happen also to be like teenage girl idols.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's everything I
and-
ever wanted.
Yeah, and so like they've taken credit for like attacks on like the Russian like Matrix node. They're wanted in most, like they don't tour because they're like war criminals basically. And that's their jam.
So what's the name, or like give it like code name or whatever of the one that I know?
Let's
you look it up?
see what her name can be. Let's come up with a good name for her. Let's see. She has like a real name, and I don't know, maybe you know her real name, but she's got like some kind of like intense like heavy metal name.
Yeah, like hacker name.
yeah.
I totally know her real name because that's like when we were sitting in a room for hours together waiting to be like auditioned to do Magic Kingdom stuff. Like we were filling out forms and shit, and yeah, I know her real name.
Awesome. Yeah, her name is Speedball Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And yeah, she's a member of the Cannibal Girls, and she's her like persona in the Cannibal Girls is, yeah, they're a hacker version of Baby Metal, exactly. And yeah, her like persona is that she's kind of this like chaotic, like unpredictable one. Like she gets in fights with the other Cannibal Girls, and like the like rumors are that she like killed 3 of them to like get in. And she her favorite like cyber crimes are against like civilian targets, like, you know, like blowing up cruise ships and stuff. Yeah, and so she's really like,
Oh
How
god.
is blowing something up a cybercrime?
Well, this is her pop
her
star
pop star
persona.
persona. Yeah. So, you know, like if you look her up on the like Cannibal Girls fan wiki, yeah, like
She's the scary one.
she's like the edgy one. Yeah, the one
She's
that's
Scary
like,
Spice.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, and like so she's known to be like, that like dangerous one in the group.
Is it because she's Hafu and there's a bunch of like weird racist bullshit going on?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it like truly the scary spice?
Oh, no.
Her parents were like grave diggers or something, and part of her part of her persona thing is that she wasn't born, that they like dug her up out of the ground. Or like there's another one where like she was born but she was born dead and they like buried her and then she like clawed her way out of the earth and like killed her parents.
Or is this just the stuff on the fan wiki? Like
yeah, like that's the thing, is she's just like very like out there, and she always wears one of those like surgical masks with a big skull and crossbones on it. And yeah. She's the Raphael of the group, exactly. Yeah. There was a rumor for a little while that she was gonna leave like Show Nintendo Onisoft, like their record label, and like go and like get a record label with this like weird kind of like noise collective in the southern United States. But then it ended up that the story was that she was secretly just pretending to betray the Cannibal Girls so she could infiltrate them and then kill all of them. And like, there's all of this stuff surrounding this girl that you remember.
Well, we should see if we actually meet her. Did we roll it?
Well, no. So you just create her as a contact. She exists.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Remember, because it's not. This is the like once per session.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No.
Yeah.
So I have to. You roll for how much they help you.
Yeah. So
but
this
the
is a person
contact
that you
just
know.
exists.
Speedball Bubblegum. She will fuck you up, but maybe she remembers you from your like back in the day.
Neat has a crush on her
Yeah, that makes sense.
so badly.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely want
you
us to
didn't
all
know that I
persona
knew her until I was like,
very meek.
you didn't know that I knew her until I was like, oh yeah, I know a hacker, and I just like flip like a picture of her like into your AR, and you're just like, you know her.
He has a poster.
Behind to her that he has.
Yeah, he's like got a poster hidden behind like another poster, which is more edgy.
Like, she's the wallpaper on your phone. And you're like, no, I don't. It's fine. I don't know her.
Yeah, nice.
I've never met her before. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah,
Meet her. Send her a message.
okay. So like Kathy's just like, yeah, all right, and like pings her with like whatever like contact information I had from long ago when we were gonna be totally best friends, but they never spoke again. So yeah.
Okay. I feel like this would be like a personal line to her, but I don't know that she would like use it that much. So I think that you get like a Japanese telecom conglomerate pre-programmed like mailbox message, like notification, like thank you for calling user 475646, like whatever, like please leave a message, and then it like leaves there's a tone, but she doesn't answer this phone.
So do I have to leave a message, or
I don't know. Did you call her, or do you like? Because if you text,
no?
you just
Like
get a message
I
back.
I texted.
Okay. All right.
Like, Kathy, we're in a group here. Like, I'm not just gonna like open up a phone call. I mean, maybe I would, but like I feel like I just like sent a text.
Okay.
And do I get something back saying like this mailbox is full?
No, but you probably get some kind of like polite notification that this user has not checked this mailbox in 467 days. It may be inactive. You know that it's not. We know mechanically that it's not. But like she just doesn't really like check in. Maybe she doesn't get messages on this phone. This is the like cell phone she had when she was in elementary school.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she gets around to checking it, she'll probably be like, "Oh my god, I haven't talked to you forever."
So like she'll probably like, yeah. Oh, that's the thing. It'll be fine. Is there more soju?
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah.
Who has drank most of it? But yes.
Could you just make sure that you forward on the contact details just so I can stay appraised of the situation, just like for
I'll
future
let
planning.
you know when she gets back to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Yep.
Well, if we're waiting on a message, then I would suggest that we wait somewhere that they don't have data on us and can't come through our door. And
Right, this is great. This place is fine.
I don't think you understand. They want to kill you.
Why?
They have data building a personal case against you. You have any idea what that means?
A lot of people know stuff about me.
They have.
Kathy.
Yeah.
There are people who you want to know stuff about you, and there are people who you don't want to know stuff about you. These are the latter. They're not fans. They're whatever the opposite of fans are. Vacuum cleaners.
Did Neat? By the way, Dave, did Neat tell me
Yep.
when he hired me for this job that you guys were hot as hell, like with Krug? Because I'm sort of, if not, I'm sort of discovering right now that you're all incredibly fucked. You know, like
Maybe Hemlock has also acquired some hatred of Krug, and that's why she is willing to be hired onto this job that doesn't pay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Krug is like messy and not neat and nice and
oh, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a principle to beating up Krug. Like that's
So yeah, you kind of like look at me like you guys are like, and I just kind of, you're on the list too. So
but
Yes.
like
well, for separate interests.
Mhm.
and then like I'm just like no you like we're totally fine here and I like do some like buzzing and then like one of the like bookshelf walls like pops open and there's the Faraday cage, which I don't think is that on the stuff. Is that, did they put like,
They just have your address. They don't know.
Okay.
There's no map of the inside of your apartment or anything.
there you go. Okay, we're fine.
Well,
I
at
mean,
least there's
Go in there.
some kind of secret location.
It's
Yeah, you
fine.
just live in there forever, Kathy. It's fine.
I like it in there, okay? QQ.
it's not going to matter that there's a hidden dividing wall when they set the entire room on fire. I've seen Krug squads. They're not.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a sniper bullet to the head. This is going to be like bombing you from space.
And QQ is like pretty wasted at this point, and she's just like, "Yeah, you remember that one that almost blew up Flamingo? That was a fun time.
Oh, like with the arm?
Yeah, I chopped its arm off with a sword,
That
and
was
she
a-
like almost like pukes in her mouth." a little bit. It's fine.
I'm good. It's good. We're good.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
thinking-
bad.
I'm
That
thinking
was-
perhaps we wait for your friend to get back to you and we go somewhere else.
We should go to a bar.
I know a few good ones.
Yeah, let's go to a
Yeah.
bar.
Let's go to a bar.
And she's like wiping the tears off of her face.
There's like an immediate assessment of like everybody in this room, and I'm like, I can't take them to any bar I know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, yeah, let me take you to. Oh boy,
Uh,
everywhere is too high class.
Oh my
like,
God.
he was
I
like,
was like- I
"No,
was like-
Hemlock,
Just
Hemlock,
like
you know all the
dress-
fancy bars, right?" And she's like
dress
flopping
code,
onto
dress
you.
code, dress
No,
code, dress
QQ,
code.
QQ. We should go to that one karaoke place that we went to last time. It was so good. You remember? Do you remember?
That one was pretty good.
That was
Okay,
so
Hemlock,
good.
you're coming to karaoke, and like
Yeah.
Mike's like cyber hand grip just like drags you to your feet.
Let's do it.
She kind of just lets you take her with you. It's one of those things where like resisting would be more problematic.
I feel like Neat doing karaoke is like the most entertaining and like extra thing ever. So we should definitely do that.
I think Neat would take karaoke very seriously.
yeah,
That's why
But,
it's so
yeah, I imagine-
extra.
It's an
I
ancient
imagine-
and traditional art.
Yeah, I imagine everybody thinks he'll be like super reticent, and he kind of is to go. But when he gets there, he's like the kind of person who's actually like really good at
Is-
singing because
is
he's
he-
practiced loads.
Is he the guy with the tie on his head? Like by the end of the
Yeah,
night?
you have to do that. Like
Yeah.
he goes in, he
It's
doesn't
part of the
have a
ritual.
tie. He just like takes it out
Takes
of
it
a
out.
pocket.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Neat. He's the guy who goes in and he's singing like the theme song.
Oh,
to
anime theme songs.
Like, the
Yeah.
1980s,
It's so
but
good.
like perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anime theme songs for sure. Well, we already established that he speaks anime.
He speaks anime.
So yeah, totally. Okay.
Well, let's go. That's where we're gonna hang out until she gets back in touch with me.
Also-
or we both pass
Also,
out.
while we hang out at this karaoke bar, you all discover that Hemlock sings really, really well.
Of course she
Very
does.
well. Yeah.
Perfect.
Spooky.
It doesn't have a lot of emotion in it.
No,
but
there's-
mechanic. It's
It
very
is
on
engineered to be
perfect pitch.
perfect.
Which is unfortunately like the worst kind of karaoke singing, right? Karaoke,
Yes.
'cause
Yeah.
good
It's
karaoke
horrible.
is bad. Good karaoke is like a little like uncomfortable, but
Amateur.
enthusiasm.
It's amateurish.
Yeah, it's amateur. Yeah, and you love it because it's bad. Other people's karaoke, like shut up, get out of here. Your friends, exactly the same skill level.
Hemlock's karaoke is like if a lounge singer sung karaoke. You know what I mean? Like
God.
it's like not really. It doesn't
There's
make
like
sense.
there's 3.5 minutes of everybody like feeling more and more sober until it's the next person's turn.
Yeah, right. You're the buzzkill karaoke.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a
We
real.
just-
That's a real kind of person at karaoke, and they're the worst.
Yeah, the
Yep.
ones that can actually
Yeah,
sing.
everybody's trying to have fun, and you're like, I'm gonna show off that I can sing, and you're like, oh, you're wrecking it. All right, so we cut to the hallway of this karaoke place. So it's a 26-story karaoke mega building with little private karaoke suites all over the place, like near perfect sound dampening. So you're in the hallway. The wallpaper is like silver tiger print. The floor is like thick magenta like shag carpet. There's a rail that runs all the way around the hallway where the waiter robots kind of like slide from door to door, bringing drinks and stuff. And we see we see the door open, and suddenly this like the theme from like Attack on Titan or something just like blasts out into the hallway with Neat singing in phonetic like German or whatever, blasted into the hall as Cathode kind of stumbles into the hallway. You're in the midst of getting a call, like you were getting it while you were in the booth.
And like I flip it open, and I'm like, yeah.
There are two like teenagers, maybe like 4 or 5 meters away from you, directly across from another karaoke booth, just like making out against the wall, like just going hard, like hand up shirt, just fucking giving her.
Gross. Yeah.
And so you stumble out into this like eerily quiet hallway. So all we can hear is the like occasional like grunting noises from these two, and then your call. And so you get this call, and it's like the AR kind of like flickers up around you, and there's just like kind of static in your vision when you connect to the call. Like your vision gets kind of like staticky, and there's like a faint kind of like jangly like music box kind of like sound playing kind of in the background, and you're like, and it's like attempting to connect, and it's like blinking in front of you, and then you think you hear someone's voice, and they sound kind of like scared, maybe like they've been crying, but you can't quite make out what they said.
What? Hello?
You
Is this
definitely
thing, like, come on, like, and I'm like I'm basically like trying to tap on my like AR overlay. I'm just like, fix it.
Yeah, and so you're like, hello, and then the voice resolves a little bit, and now you can tell it's speaking English, and it says something about like looking, like asking for help, like please, and then like some more static, and you can see like some kind of like weird shadow at the edge of your vision. You turn to look, and it's like gone, and it blinks a few more times, then it's like call connected, and then there's this horrifying scream as like this scary like ghost skull face like flies into your face. What do you like this awful like AR jump scare, like after you've cranked the volume all the way up to full because you can't quite hear what they're saying?
Oh my god.
What do you
so
do
bad.
when that happens?
I
There's like,
scream and jump, and like I'm assuming that like it's common for someone to try and like close it so that there's some kind of like reinforcement that won't let you just like swipe close the call at this point. So like Kathy like no, go away. And like it's still on.
The teenagers briefly stop making out. One of them looks over at you, hand down the other's pants at this point, and like when they realize you're just kind of like tweaking out in the hallway, they go back to sucking face. And so you're like, and there's like terrifying like flashes of skulls and blood and like scenes from car crashes just like flashing in your face.
I'm like trying to hide my own eyeballs from myself.
Yeah. Well, you close your eyes and then you just can't see everything else. You still have the like horrible images. And then there's like a shredding like guitar noise that kind of like rises up out of the sound as the sound fades away. And it's like the THX sound, that like or the Dolby noise or whatever. It's like a copywritten specific heavy metal guitar riff that is meant to let you know that like this is Speedball Bubblegum's like content, right? It's the thing that they go looking for.
It's her intro theme.
Yeah, it's like her little like noise. And then this ringing in your ears sort of starts to fade. And and there's a girl standing in your AR, super white like makeup, long black hair like in front of her face. So she looks like she's got kind of this like Ghost from the Ring like look. And her frame rate is kind of like janky, so when she moves she's kind of like jittering a little bit. And she's wearing a like a surgical like gown with blood all over it. And she's holding a bone saw in one hand. And and she just like appears out of nowhere. It's like flickers and suddenly is like right here, right in front of you.
I think you have the wrong number.
And you're like pressed against the wall, kind of like,
yeah, as though that's gonna help.
No one else can see this.
Yeah.
And you see her hand like sort of jankily like reach up towards you.
Shit,
and then
like go away.
And then she just like brushes her hair away from one eye, only one. And you can see she's got this like bloodshot like red eye, and she like blinks.
Please, who the what?
And then you hear her voice, and her voice doesn't like mesh with any of this at all. It's like quite like high and kind of quiet. And she's like, Cassie?
Yeah? Who the what?
And she's like, oh my god, and the like scary ghost drops the bone saw and throws itself on you like in AR.
What the fuck, dude?
And you can hear her like laughing, and it's like not a creepy laugh, but her like vocoder thing makes it sound all like crackly and scary. And then she steps back.
Like drop this AR, like please. Like...
And she shakes her head and she's like, no, sorry, in the contract. How are you? And she like flips her hair back, and you can see that like under her eye the skin is all peeled away, and you can see her skull and like part of her tooth where the like surgical mask isn't quite covering her face.
She's gonna have a pleasant conversation with like a horror
monster. Yeah. And she's just like really happy to see you, but like she can't go. It's like, that's it. I have to. Sorry.
Like I'm assuming that I didn't like. I just knew that she like could do this stuff, and I had no idea, not kept up with like the rest of her entire life. I sent a message to her like elementary school email, so like all of this is just like I don't even recognize her.
I mean, she doesn't. Yeah, her this is her. Neat would recognize this whole thing.
Yeah.
She's going through kind of like she's been a bunch of different things, but she's going through kind of like a medical like surgery like themed kind of thing right now. Like ghosts and like car crashes and stuff are kind of her jam.
And I'm just like, how do you know me? Like, why are like, what is this? Like,
And she's like, but you left a message. And she kind of like tilts her head, and you hear her neck like cracking.
Like what would her like actual like give me like,
I don't know, Kimiko
like, just, like,
or something. She's got like a very kind of like regular Japanese girl name.
Japanese, yeah.
Let me look up common Japanese women's names.
Okay.
Because the internet.
The magic of the interweb.
Her name is Kyoko. That's her first name.
Okay, I would never have gotten her last name. I don't like.
Okay, so you just know.
That's not something a young Kathy would think to ask.
Well, no, but she would have introduced herself with her full name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
She would introduce herself last name first.
Exactly. So her last name is. Let's see. Takayama. So Takayama Kyoko.
And I think that like they probably got, I don't know how this works. I'm not anime enough. would they have gotten to the point where she would feel comfortable, like like when they were kids, like calling her Kyoko, or would she be like,
It's rude to just call her Kyoko, but maybe you don't know or care about that.
Yeah, maybe you don't know her
yeah,
kid.
I don't think that I would. So yeah, I would
You're
just be
Disney
like,
Bezos.
Kyoko?
And yeah, and she nods, and little like droplets of blood flick off of her hair onto the floor and the walls.
Wow. Like shit though.
And she laughs, and she bows, and she's like, "Yes, I have become very famous recently."
Oh yeah, I did that for a little bit.
Yeah, and
I
she nods, and she says, "Yes, I watched some of your broadcasts. Shame what happened."
yeah. Anyway, other things that are. I remember that you were really good with like computers and stuff. Are you still doing that? And like she like has like the little like hiccup, like drunken like hiccup in
Yeah,
the
she
middle of her
laughs and like
sentence.
covers her face, and her hand is like all like gnarled and mutated, but
Ugh,
she covers
God,
her
I
face,
can't even
and
look at
she
you.
nods, and she says, "Yes, you could say that. I am still good with computers."
Right. Uh, could you like I could use a like favor if you have I mean, if you have time with all this stuff
She
going on.
she nods, and she says, "Yes, I'm currently in off season. I would be happy to help."
That's sweet of you. Yeah, do you mind if I like I have friends, they're probably maybe a little more sober than I am right now. Do you mind if I invite them to the call? Is that okay?
She she says, she's like, yeah, I think there's an uncomfortable pause. I don't know if you notice it or not. She wants to say no, but she's trying to be polite. Because it's kind of like rude for you to be like, "Let me give your phone number to my friends."
Kathy doesn't.
Yeah, sure.
And I feel like she's just like, I mean, I don't know how, I'm not computers. I've been thinking about it. I don't, here. And like, she like goes back into the room and it's like loud and like music or whatever. And
Mhm.
she's like, guys, my friend called me back.
So when you walk into the room, you carry the like AR sphere of Speedball with you, and I think that you see Neat, and Neat has a like a hatchet in his face, and there's just like blood pouring down onto his shirt, and Hemlock has several like obvious bullet exit wounds like on her body, and there's just like stuff coming out. Um, and yeah, and QQ, there's a like some kind of like shadowy like ghost thing like clinging to her back and like staring at you over her shoulder.
I think I'm gonna vomit. Yeah, here. And I just like flip it out so that it's now like a voice call, like with all of them.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'm just
so
like,
all three of you, like in either your goggles or if you have cyber eyes in those, you yeah, you see a
Elix-
prompt for a call.
Elixir brand AR sunglasses.
Yeah, totally.
of course.
When QQ does the thing where her body just like instantly becomes sober, and she sighs and like accepts the call.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So same thing. The whole room takes on this like kind of horrific look. Like you look at the window, and instead of seeing the city outside, the window is all like cracked, and in the cracks you can see like words that have formed, like that are like your name and like "will die" and then like tomorrow's date. Yeah. This is like
This is really foreboding.
like some Uzumaki shit. Yeah, and like the snacks on the table have turned into a pile of wriggling maggots, and yeah, it's just like
Oh,
over the top,
God,
like
like, are you,
funhouse horror stuff.
I wish I could turn off my brain. Like, can you? Oh man, can we just do the talking part and
this
then
is-
we can be done with this
This
maggots?
is your friend, Cathode?
Yeah. Yeah, we're friends. I'm sorry, Kyoko. And she's like trying to like close her eyes and then like opens them again and then like is trying to like stop this from happening.
Can't get over the AR.
Yeah. And she does the whole like, yeah, it's friends. Yeah, yeah. I knew she was like this. Yeah. Sorry, Kyoko. It's been a long time.
What are Neat and QQ doing? Because that'll inform whether I do anything here or not.
What's her stage name again, Adam?
Speedball Bubblegum.
Speedball bubblegum.
Yeah, and so I think QQ addresses her as Speedball Son
Mm-hmm.
and like takes over the call and just like gets down to business because I'm able to
Just
Be sober.
my body metabolize alcohol suddenly, so I'm sober.
Yeah, so there's this little like blood covered AR you know, Japanese girl just like standing in the room, kind of vaguely flickering ominously.
And yeah, I'm just like we are trying to track down a server farm, and we were hoping you might be able to help us with that.
She nods and she says, I may be able to, but I have to let you know, anything that I do must be approved by my parent company.
Well, it's a Krug data farm, if that helps.
She nods and she says, I suppose.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
well, my associate Neat knows all the details, and I'm like looking at Neat like, why are you talking?
Yeah. So Neat when Speedball's form like looks over at you. What does she see?
I was trying to act it.
I saw
don't
it.
know
Yeah.
if you're watching. It hurt my eyes. He's just completely wide-eyed in shock and awe. He's like having like a fan breakdown. He's like trying to not like shake or like vomit, just like anxiousness. So he goes,
Neat.
So when she looks at you kind of for the first time, noticing that you're like in the room at all, she says, she's like, I recognize you from the video with the crab. Plasma sword. Very nice.
Oh
Speeple, bubblegum. Yes. We are doing a mission.
I am watching this in far
I'm
too much.
QQ just like
I'm a
flings
huge-
some ice into Neat's crotch from across the little karaoke booth.
I'm a
Neat,
big
like, why are
fan
you
of
being
your. I'm a big fan of your work. So I'd like to request your help in a professional mission that we're doing of tracking down a Krug server farm and eliminating some data. We have IP addresses, but no physical location. But it's something a distinguished, prolific, beautiful, genius hacker like yourself, if you could deign to grace us with your time, I'm sure would find easy.
What's the Japanese word for little brother? Does anybody remember? I should know this. I'm the one that knows Japanese.
It's Oni.
Oni. So she laughs and she's like, "There's no need to be so nervous, Oni-chan." And she like walks over and like with her horrible ghost arm like kind of pats you on the shoulder, and she says, "I would be happy to help someone as violent as you. Now, before I begin, please tell me, do you have any footage of use of your plasma sword on organic targets?"
I'm actually gonna vomit though. Like,
He says, "Get. I could get some for you. Definitely. I know the tour. If I could be part of the upcoming music video, I could get you some fresh footage that's never been released before, just for you. Just yes."
Right. Yeah. So she nods and she says, that would be very interesting. I'm always looking for more footage to incorporate into my work.
Yes, I would be happy to. I'd be honored to.
And so
Neat the request.
yeah, right. And so she's just like, okay, go ahead and let me know what you need.
Oh, the data. Yes, of course. And he kneels down on one knee and like offers it with his head out.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so she takes the data and yeah, I think she holds her hand out, and this kind of like spiral of darkness, these like tendrils like wrap up around the data and like suck them down into this like eye that opens on her palm. And
she's the best.
And she turns to Kathy, and Kathy's standing behind her, so her whole head turns around, so like you can hear her neck like cracking. Her head turns around to look at Kathy, and she says, I will take a look at this and see what I can do. You're looking for a physical location, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
she's like looking like really pale and just like not having this. This is
yeah. And
not
so
her.
she moves across the room towards you, and in doing so, her body like twists around and like her legs bend backwards to like crawl up over the table. And so she's like kind of crouched on the couch, like looking at you. And she says, it has been such a pleasure. If I am in the megaplex again, perhaps we could get a meal. And when she says that, like there's like blood dripping out from under the mask, and kind of like tilts her head at you. And you think maybe you never want to eat again, but
Yeah.
He's just like kind of behind, just like.
Yeah, that'd be if you're in, yeah.
All right, Kathy,
Oh,
make that move. Make your
Make the helping
make
move.
your hit the street move.
Okay, so that's style.
Do I help?
Neat helping.
Yeah, Neat. I think you can help if you want to.
I might need your help.
Let's see how it goes.
Cross our fucking fingers. 6. Yeah, I need
Alright.
help.
Yep.
And I roll help. Oh, I'm not giving you a thing in a charged situation, so I just roll my links.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it a charged situation for Neat?
I mean,
Yes.
I don't think this qualifies for the move.
Roll
Yeah.
Fine.
Please. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we get a 7.
He is like almost the biggest possible fan. In
So
this
when
situation.
she-
He's
when
one
she-
off.
When she disconnects the call, the AR leaves only the like very grainy, distorted like Game Boy sound chip sound of the Lavender Town like theme kind of just lingering in the air for a minute, and then it like fades away, and you have like kind of a weird
Creepiest
ringing
pasta.
in your ear for a second before it goes away in the call.
That
I
was
think,
dramatic.
so we have to choose 2 from the list below. I think that what do we think? I think
I've already positioned us for.
so the contact needs
I
us
need
to help.
help.
Yeah, the contact needs us to help him out with something. So she wants, like, I think it would make sense that she wants that footage from Neat as,
I
like,
think, well, so the thing that I posited isn't, she doesn't need help with that. That is just like,
Oh, okay.
she's just interested in that. And that's an
Okay.
opportunity for like something later down the line for you to have an excuse to like go and talk to her again.
mhm.
Yeah, if you want her to
Yeah.
like need something in return, then yeah, but I'll figure out what it is.
Okay. I don't think that I want to have the extra time just because
Mhm.
like we're already pressing that in terms of like it's been a while since they've gotten any feedback from the
And we need
server.
to get started too. Like this is the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it makes sense mechanically that it costs extra because she's like famous
Premium,
and
yes.
she's got her
'Cause she's
shit.
a super famous
Yeah,
professional.
premium
yeah.
super mega hacker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it costs extra,
Yeah.
and she might need help.
So it costs
With
2.
something.
It costs 2 cred,
Okay, I've got 2 cred.
and I'm gonna
And
raise.
I-
I'm gonna
and I-
raise the. I'm
I
gonna
feel
raise
like-
the Show Nintendo Onisoft clock by 1 because she's loyal. Things go through them.
Yeah, I feel like narratively, it's not even her charging us more. It's the fact that she has to go through the parent company, and like that's the rate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
they
feel
do
like
things off the books, and it's just not off the books at all.
Yeah.
for
I mean, the
Show
other thing
Nintendo.
is, yeah, like they have two jobs, and this is what makes them interesting. They have the one job where they're like the big showy, like they actually hold concerts and make music, and like she's a musician, and does that and is a famous. But they're also all like, I don't want you to think that they're pretend hackers. The point here is that they are all actually legitimate cyber criminals, and like who happen also to be talented young women musicians. So yeah, I mean, like she gets contracted out to do stuff all the time. It's just her handlers at Show Nintendo Onisoft make sure that she never accidentally hits a Show Nintendo sub company, and also like hits out against their enemies. Show Nintendo uses them to like ruin their opponents in the corporate field. So yeah,
and I feel like after this, like if we're gonna like just like as a note, as a side note, like Kathy wakes up in the morning kind of hungover and also feeling like she had like the worst nightmare of her life, and then like talks with QQ and it's like, I had this crazy dream, and QQ's like,
and-
no, that happened.
And also, like in that moment, immediately following, Kyuki's just like, Kathy, come here, and just like gives you a hug and is like, it's okay. You had too much to drink. Like it's cool.
And I think that if
Rest you
I think that Kathy would work on trying to make sure that AR doesn't like overwhelm her, if there's any way to like mute it, or like from her side of things. If there's not, then that's fine because it's amusing. But that's what Kathy would try and not have happen to her ever again.
Neat has not slept through a combination of excitement and frantically updating like the main official like Cannibal Girls like fan wiki
Well,
thing
no,
he runs.
it's the special page just for Speedball Bubblegum.
Mhm.
It's like the fan page just for her, right? It's
Yeah,
not
there's like no more actual things to add, so he's just doing stuff like custom spacing for things, like editing the templates slightly just to make it more special. It's like pathetic, but at the same time.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So So she.
Overdue a break by half an hour.
Yeah. So we'll take our break here.
We should probably do
Just
that.
we all got really
Yeah.
excited about
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, it was so
Cannibal
good. It was
situation.
so good.
All right, cool. Let's take a break. Thank you, Dave, for letting us know. We'll take a break here, and we'll come back and we'll do more Sprawl, more barfing forth cybernetica when we
Literally and
return. Stick around.